Hey y'all, welcome back to Reality TV. Thanks for tuning in. If you're new here, go on and hit that subscribe button and notification bell. Also, before you leave, don't forget to click that thumbs up button too and check out some of my other videos. I know you've missed some tea. Now let's get into this tea. Goldie and Peaches from the first season of Flavor of Love went live where they shared how they ended up on the show and that they really didn't want to date Flavor Flav. Check this out.
Me in the mode to do it, but
We're not the original. There's like a pre-original kind of.
there's a
Whatever. We're the original. But well, see, I was on tour, at that time with Parliament. We were doing like 250 through 300 shows a year. So I wasn't really even acting. I just like had an apartment. And the casting director called like my ex-boyfriend that I had like cheated on to get with my rock and roll ex-boyfriend. Yeah. And he was the one that like got a hold of me because like he was, I guess, the old number that was on the old blind date, resume or whatever. So, but so I didn't know. I thought I was like really going to make my ex jealous. I was like, this is awesome. I'm going to go on TV with some sexy hip hop star. And then I got to the audition and they were like, did the audition. And then like, I was literally walking out of the building and then they were like, oh, and you're just going to love Flavor Flav. Just wait until you meet him.
You were like, wait, what?
I was like, wait, first off, this is not gonna get my ex back, like it's not gonna make him jealous,
So Kim, but what made you like actually do it? Like, what was the thing that after you found out who it was, you were like, yep, I'm still gonna do it?
Okay, well, so I did know Flav actually a little bit because he had been to a bunch of P-Funk shows. So like I had kind of been around him and he did seem nice, like he seemed like a nice person. So, but I didn't see him as somebody that I would like date per se.
Right.
I didn't know if that was like, and I didn't know if I was going to do the show. And I told them that. And they were like, don't worry, girl. Like, we really love that you're a musician and Flav's a musician. And we're going to like, bring you in for that, And I was like, okay. And it was my sister, actually. Like, she called me up and she was all like, Kim, you're moving on up. She's like, it might be in a car with a broken tire, but that car is moving up. You better get in that car and you better ride it. And I was like, okay.
Girl, because you know what? My homeboy, my friend Spills, like when I didn't want to do it, but I kind of did. And he was like, yo, because I was like, I don't want to be like romantic. And he was like, you don't have to be. He was like, just go on there and be funny. That's it. And I was like, ooh, I could go on there and be funny. And yeah. So what did you think? Like when you finally got in the house? Because remember how we had to be in the hotel for 3 days?
Well, so I had a different experience coming in because I was on a cruise, on this cruise called Zingalati, which was like this like Burning Man on a cruise ship experience. And unfortunately and I don't know if you like, when you guys started to film, like the day you were filming, was there like a hold up? Like you had to wait before you were supposed to film? I think that was me.
Yeah, because I don't know, because like, okay, so we were in the hotel for 3 days waiting, and Sunday we came downstairs, and that's when you first saw everybody in the hotel lobby. So were you not there?
Wasn't there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there was an incident that happened on the ship, unfortunately, and so there was like a holdup, and they wouldn't let anybody through customs. We all had to like wait, and actually it was a situation where like there were all these like quote unquote legitimate rock stars that were trying to get off, and VH1 worked it out to where I was actually the first one that got off the ship because of it. But it was like a 4-hour wait, from like when they were supposed to get us. So I think that, I wasn't there. I think I was probably supposed to be there in the hotel room.
So you were the reason that we had to stand around for so long waiting to get started.
I know. Can you believe they didn't just cut me then?
Kim, the whole time that we were waiting at the house, like we're just standing there like starving. Everybody's starving. And I'm like, I need food. We need food. And they just kept giving us champagne like the whole time.
Oh, that's why y'all were so drunk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I was
that's
like,
your bucket.
Food, I can't just keep drinking on an empty stomach. And then by the time the show actually started, girl, we was gone.
Yeah.
I was gone.
Your bucket. And isn't it appropriate that I was there for you to help you hold the bucket since I'm partially responsible for it?
I love you. I love you because you were so amazing the entire time that we were in.
Yes, girl. It was an experience, right? And I wished I would have maybe had more like you had a coach, like kind of a friend help you be like, you should be funny, you know? And I feel like when I watched the show, I was kind of like, darn. I was like, I should have done more, been, crazier, or I don't know what it was that I, could have done to garner more screen time. Yeah. But, I didn't have that coaching. I just kind of like went into it like blind. I don't know.
I don't know. It's just, you never knew. I was nervous every single elimination. I was always scared I was going to have to go home. So
I'm not scared, something we didn't want, but yet we were like, it was... we were like, he's got to pick me. He's got to pick me. Even though you're like, you don't want him like be his girlfriend. Why does he got to pick you? But it was such a experience, the energy of all of us. Like, it was really weird how, like, you're right. We haven't seen each other in 20 years. And, but there's still this thing where like all of us are so connected on this magnetic energy level that's like way, and I think we knew it and felt it, it was present when we were doing it.
Yeah, it was just an amazing chemistry that I think just kind of, it reverberated to like the world. Like people, did you expect the show to be as successful as it was?
No.
But you know what? I think New York did. Because New York kept
saying, she was like,
girl. She was like, we're gonna look amazing on television. We're gonna be amazing. Like, she kept like putting it out there, and I was like, oh, okay, really? You think so? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. Do you feel like being on there helped your career?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I mean, I think that it brought a lot of exposure. We were there at the MySpace time, right? Like, our MySpaces blew up.
Mm-hmm.
It brought exposure. And I don't know. It was really weird, like, going back to Hollywood after that, because so many times on set, they would reference Flavor of Love. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, everyone be like the Flavor of Love girls. And I'm like sitting there thinking like, oh my God, that's me. They're like literally they don't know they're talking about me.
Right.
But they are, And so it's, I don't know how, and I remember like, Peaches being my name, and I didn't like know we were going to have names going on the show. And I didn't necessarily really like that.
Me neither. Do you remember how he came up with your name?
Yeah, that was the other thing. My name was just like and of other names, because it was like, he wanted to name the one girl's Cherries. And then behind her was the girl he named Apples. And then I was Peaches.
Oh, so he was just going with fruit.
Right, so I was just like another fucking fruit, Oh, I'm sorry. I was just another fruit. I don't want to be a fruit. Like, I felt like I was, more than a fruit, hopefully. But, but that's okay. But because it is.
I was so drunk at the time. I promise, like, I don't even remember how I got my name. I don't know. Like, I don't remember what he said to me. I don't even remember that. I just knew that, like, and that night I was Courtney, and that morning I was Goldie, and then that was.
I remember your name. I can't remember the thing around it, but I remember when he gave it to you, I was like, yeah, that's her. It was like, you're solid gold. It was like, it was just so obvious, like, yeah, you're like solid gold. There she is, Goldie, with the big golden smile. Like,
girl.
Yours was like, I remember yours.
Man, thank you. So just like coming out of it. Okay, so like, do you remember the first time you got recognized after the show?
Yeah, well, because I was touring with P-Funk so much then. So what happened was, like, on tour, there started to be a thing where like the crowd would start chanting Peaches, So it was like, Yeah, and like and it happened all over the world, like, you know,
Mm.
wherever I was, like, you know, all the way.
That-
I remember when we went to Finland and like someone off the airplane was there with like Peaches sign, and I was like, oh my God, like,
oh, girl, yes, I was at, look, I had just got off work and I went into a Sephora. I never forget it. And this girl, I was asking some girl beside me about like a perfume or something. Like, have you ever smelled this? And I'm like that. Like, I just talk to people randomly. And she was ignoring me like, no, I don't know. I don't know. And then she was like, oh my God, you're Goldie. And I was like, yeah. Like, I forgot. And it was just like crazy. It was crazy after that.
yeah. I mean, I feel like you did so great with your comedy on the show. And, you know, and it's interesting because you were in LA for a while and kind of like foraying into comedy, right? As I recall. And then now I noticed like you're a therapist. I don't know if you were already then or like.
Oh, girl, no, child. I ain't have. I mean, I had a degree, but it was in psychology. Like it was.
Right. That makes sense to me with the way you're on the show. I'm like, oh, okay, I get it now. We were.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, baby.
We were all like your psych experiment. You were like, that's how you kept so sane through it all, was because you were able to like understand what was going on.
I guess. You know what I mean? I guess, but I'm just one of those, like, I like for people to be having a good time, be comfortable, be, you know, fun, energy. And so, you know, we had people that was on some other stuff. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, and, you know, they made the show for us, you know, and that's good. And, like, I appreciate that. And, like, and like we said before, they're you know, I was thinking about the casting directors, whoever they were for this show, and how they brought so many of us in from Blind Date. And that, you know, I was thinking about the casting directors, whoever they were for this show, and how they brought so many of us in from Blind Date. And that
we look, and it's hiding on Blind Date.
I got my flowers. That is exactly what I wanted.
The whole
that was like 4 years before, I feel like, you know, several years before that I did that audition. And, you know, you mentioned something about there was a chemistry between all of us. And I think that probably was that casting person. That probably was not by accident. If they held on to some of our pictures for so many years, do you know what I mean? And put the new people in that they did, that was probably the magic of what happened.
So with them having 3 seasons of Flavor of Love, do you think it lost some of the magic as it went on from season to season?
Well, that girl pooping on season 2 is quite that was quite a thing, right? I was like, none of us thought of that, you know? I was like, I thought we thought of everything, but no, we did not think of everything. But I also understood her plight because of how long they made us stand there.
Yeah.
I was kind of like, I can see where that came from.
You know, hey, I can't judge.
Right. Like, I get where she came from because there were hours that I was like, I'm going to die. Like, I have to pee so bad. I'm going to die. And my feet hurt. And it's so cold. And why are we still standing here?
Why are we still standing here? And then, like, and I remember, like, I ran to take a nap. I needed to take a nap. Like,
right. See, you took a nap.
Yeah. And girl, then a producer came in the room and was like, Goldie, you better wake up now. You're going to get eliminated. I was like, oh, God.
In the world. It's the end of the world. It was like that clock was like my gold medal that I never got for skating, you know, my world champion medal. It was like, that's how important it seemed. Like when we were standing there, it was like, I need the clock. I must have.
Absolutely. It was like you needed it more than you needed anything in your life, right?
I know. And like, it made me think, if I was on a reality show for something that like I really did you do the money show? You did. I love money.
You do the money show?
How did we both got
how we supposed to get picked for the money show?
Come on, y'all.
Come on.
Well, like if we were on the money show, something where it was like you really wanted it, boy, yeah. With the like, would you really then need that clock?
Yeah, like, girl, I mean, and could you have seen yourself on any of the other ones? Like the For the Love of Ray J or for Bret Michaels or
You know what? I actually like. I'm all kind of like getting all like, but I actually know Bret Michaels. I've met him since, and at Sturgis, because I go with this group, Perfect Angels, and we're like Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, like bikini babes, like, and I'm doing like aerial and roller skating and fire. And anyway, Bret Michaels did a show there. And afterwards he like came to the bar and we just started talking and we totally hit it off. And I was like, you know what? Like I was actually on Flavor of Love. And he's like, really amazing and blah, blah, blah. And it was so funny because I was like, maybe I would have like been on that show and actually maybe even tried to date him. I don't know, but like it was like, you know, I when I saw that show, I didn't think that it fit me because I wasn't like a rocker chick or what. I see why I fit on Flavor of Love, you know, like I fit with you guys. Like that was like at the time that was like my family, and you know, like so it was very natural for me.
I feel like you were way more like for us.
Yeah, exactly. I was just kind of exactly. I think like that was like comfortable and that fit, but like I would have maybe, I guess I would have maybe done Rock of Love. I can't believe I'm saying that. And like and I mean I would have done I Love Money. What about Charm School? You were too nice.
Cool.
Oh, you did Charm School.
I did Charm School.
What was that like?
Like girl, Charm School was like a blur to me. Like cause it was so fast, I didn't stay on that long.
Because you're charming. Like how could they kick you off?
I mean, I don't know, girl. It was like the way the challenges were set up that I like kind of didn't go the right way for like a particular challenge, and I ended up in the bottom. You know how it goes, where if you're in the bottom, you get eliminated.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it wasn't overall. It was nowhere near as enjoyable as Flavor of Love. Flavor of Love was super fun for me.
Yeah, it was. It was really well. I think with Flavor of Love, we were at a weird place in reality TV where it was like it had taken off and kind of maybe begun to dip down, and there was like a lot of freedom. Like they just told us to like just go on there and just like just do what y'all want to do, you know.
Say whatever. People kept asking me, was it scripted? I'm like, nah.
Like, no, they didn't. We just like, we had some creative individuals and we reacted off of them. And I think like my friend was in season 2 actually. And one of my old roommates. So I've actually now had 2 roommates from Flavor of Love because Georgia ended up being like my roommate and then subletter for many years.
And she was doing comedy too.
Yeah, she was doing comedy too. Exactly. And then I ended up with a season 2 Flavor of Love girl being her roommate years later. And she said it, I know, that weird. And she doesn't like to like claim it. Like she's, I guess, like semi-ashamed of it or something, which is weird because I'm like, I love that I'm from Flavor of Love. Like, it was such a cool experience for us. But maybe that's where it was different. Because, like, I recall her saying it was, like, more scripted. It was more like they told them, like, hey, do this and hey, do that. And,
So do you still talk to, like, girls from our show?
Not really. I did keep up with Georgia for a while, you know. But I wish that I would because – but it's almost one of those things where it's, like, we don't need to. It's like if we saw each other, it's like, hey, you're in. Like, I'm doing a thing. Like, you're totally ready. Like, will you come be a part of my thing? Like, it's like, you know, it's such an intense connection.
You know what? Girl, my wheels are turning, honey, because I want to put something together for us.
You should. We should. I mean, I was surprised we didn't have a 10-year reunion last year. Like, where was the VH1 10-year reunion?
I don't know, but we need to be on it.
We do need to be on it.
Yeah, for real. That's all right. We get ready to make some calls and get in touch with some people. Yeah.